You know what, Kev? Powerball. Let's say you hit, 1.2 bill. Okay.
All right.
Now the reality of that is you'll probably walk around with half, right? Let's just say 650 million.
Let's just say 4 after they fucking tax you 19 times.
And, well, I was going to say because you'll take the lump sum and then
They'll tax you.
You get taxed. So you got $400 million. Your life has changed.
I would probably open a wrestling business until I went broke. Isn't that always that was the ongoing thing when I was broke in? What do you do if you won $100 million? So I'd open a territory until I was broke.
Excellent.
I mean,
where you put it? Where I want to know, what are my options if I'm the ticket holder, and I have $400 million coming?
Okay, now are you in a state that you have 1 year before they tell the world that you won this thing?
I think, unfortunately, I am.
Okay, I think I am too. So that gives you a year to set up security for everyone that you love in your life, because $400 million, everybody that you love is now a kidnap possibility.
Target, yeah.
So there you go. So I guess I have to buy a high rise on the ocean, move all my loved ones in it, put a wall around it. Maybe
is it more trouble than it's worth at a certain point?
Yeah.
But you don't bail on it. You got the fucking ticket.
Oh no, I mean, I think that in a year's time, like how much for here in Daytona Beach area, I would probably open
meth clinic.
I mean, I think it would be. I think there would be a lot of. One thing would be vocational, like a vocational where
training
to retrain people to put them back in the job force. Of course, you'd have to have some kind of housing. I'd probably build like a campus, and have a wing to the campus that was very secure. That would be for like abused women and their children, so I could protect them and retrain them and get them up and going. I would definitely deal with substance abuse. I would deal with, and this is my number one situation in life. I was watching the television the other night, and they were talking to it was a black woman. I didn't catch her name, but she's involved in education, has been for a billion years. She's a talking head on a lot of different shows. And she was saying that in this particular city in America, that during the pandemic, the 4th grade math proficiency had dropped 50%. And she says, "Do you want to know what the numbers are?" She says, "The numbers were 6% of the students were proficient. Now it's 3."
Right.
And she says, "Guess the city." And I looked at my wife. I said, "Detroit."
Detroit. I was gonna...
And the lady said, "Detroit." And I said, "Fuck."
Yeah.
So if we can't, if we can be worried about all this top secret shit, and, we've got the
documents and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we got this, we got the 99 billion trillion dollar let's kick the can down the road thing coming up. I think that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow or June.
I mean, it'll be June, but I mean, but sooner or later we've got to come to the conclusion that we really don't need to spend $900 billion on defense and we need to put some money into education because our number one thing that we export are really stupid motherfuckers.
That's a gross national product.
Yes, that's we. I mean, there are so just the fact that fucking people are contacting me after reading something on TMZ that was a dark fucking comment. What the fuck? Everybody, please, man, just once a week, read something. Read something. Read a fucking book. You know? God damn it. People are so fucking stupid. And it's how about the guy that ran in Albuquerque in New Mexico? The vote's like 70 to 20%, and he gets 4 guys to go out and shoot the council people and try.
Oh, did you see?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, oh my God, I can't believe it. Really, he's an election denier.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Did you see him though? Did you see him?
Yeah, that guy's gonna. He's gonna be like that tree in Yellowstone when you can drive through it. That's what he's gonna look like after about 6 months in the hole.
Under lock and key.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you will put the money toward public service.
Yeah, I mean,
Entirely.
I'm definitely gonna get me I'll get me a G6 or something. I'm gonna get me something that I can travel with when I want to. That's got range, but at the same time that I could lease out and get get a write off. And I mean, I would definitely open up a gym on the ocean. That would be where I would train, and I would handpick all my equipment. But it would just be, I'd probably just take one of the condos and just buy it and buy every unit and then just have that my place, and just have have a sushi chef on one floor that was my guy. Get up in the morning, get a massage, get fucking chiropractic care, get a little have some grub, get a workout, maybe take a helicopter ride.
Now you mentioned the plane.
Yeah.
Would you get your license and fly it, or no desire for that?
That's Bob Nash. Bob Nash just told me that there's a guy called a pilot.
Write him a check.
That's how he feeds his family. So I'll sit in the back and have a fucking have a cocktail. Yeah.
So
how about you? What are you doing? What are you doing with $400 million?
I honestly.
I mean,
half of that is my daughter's college.
I was going to say $200 million is going to college.
Christ. But the remaining 200 I could invest for when the little one gets there. I'm sure.
Now your wife's going to hit you up and go, we really should open a theatrical school, and you guys.
She has that already.
I mean, but I'm talking.
She wants a second.
Yeah, no, you guys will be doing shit off Broadway, and you guys are, yeah.
Yeah, the money's earmarked. It would all go into creative pursuits. I'd end up like Phil Spector. The hair would be out of control, and I'd be a reclusive. No, I honestly asked you because when first of all, you consider the danger, which we already talked about.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You consider a reality of a time when almost all markets are toxic right now.
Yeah, anything you put your money into, you're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're faced with.
Yeah, I mean, I guess gold. Like,
Man, how goddamn much gold are you buying now?
Fuck, man. What is it, 1836? I don't even know what it is an ounce right now. Anybody what's gold an ounce right now, guys? See, we'll get that number. See what how many ounces we're gonna buy at fucking with 300.
Yeah, $400 million.
Wow, 19. I haven't seen it up at 19 in a while.
Yeah, it looks like a few month climb to where we are now.
But it's what's that top number there? Go back. What is that there? See, man, that motherfucker one time has been above $2,000. Can we just look up the highest gold has ever sold per ounce? Can we pick that up? Yeah, there's 2028 right there. I think that may be. I don't think there's been many times because I buy gold, and I mean I buy where I have gold.
The bullion, yeah.
Yeah, I buy where it's physically. I can fucking rub my cock on it. It's not one of these pieces of paper that tell me I have gold.
Slicker than come on a gold.
I had a really interesting conversation because I was talking to my accountant this week, and we were talking about just this whole thing about the money, and I said to him, I said, well, we could put it in Tesla, and then we could lose 60% of it, and he had lost like $100,000 in Bitcoin. And so we're talking about all these different, bullshit things. And he said, that right now, he said that California is really pushing on it being basically in 10 years, absolutely zero emission. Like everything will be electric.
Car?
Yeah, everything will be electric.
Buses and everything.
Everything will be electric. He says, and then at the same time, it'll be a Thursday afternoon, and there's gonna be this fucking breaking news.
Everyone's charging
that the grid can't hold it, and it's gonna be like that drought shit where you can't fucking do your lawns, so you can't charge on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and once again it'll be Big Brother fucking just. But it's for the sake of let me see here. 4% on a 12-month, super boring but a good investment.
Well, that's a CD.
Yeah, CD.
12-month CD. Okay.
Yeah, so you're getting 4% in a climate that's at a 7.8% inflation.
I'd like a $400 million CD.
I bet you could get 10% on $300 million. If you set it for 36 months.
In what? In a mutual fund?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of annuity that could take that kind of. I mean, it might have to be in Dubai or Saudi Arabia or someplace else.
Yeah, 10 seems high. Probably get between 5 and 7.
How about if you? I mean, at one point I had a 6.2 tax deferred
annuity.
Yeah, they changed some laws and I fucking lost it. There was Eaton Vance was a company that had I want to say a 3.75 tax deferred, and you put the money into an account, and it gave you a checkbook. And I used to keep a couple $100,000 in that back in the Turner days. And it was just, it was
for
covered.
how long was it? You could just keep it in?
Yeah, you had to have a balance.
Right.
I want to think the balance was maybe 300 or 400.
But you could write checks against it?
Yeah, you could write checks against it, which was nice because once with like right now the markets, they're saying if they don't kick the can down. We're going to go into recession. The fucking stock market's going to crumble, and we could go into a depression. And I still am not absolutely I would not bet against China fucking making a move on Taiwan come summer, because people are starting to. Remember, I talked about the cat that was saying how China had 10 years before.
Yes.
That. So actually, I'm watching Scarborough the other morning, and he brought the whole thing up, and my wife was watching it too, and she goes, "Weren't you just talking about that like 2 weeks ago?" I said, "Yeah, a little bit ahead of the curve, but no." I said, "Yeah." I said, I said I saw it on Rogan's podcast.
So yeah, point being,
You could do a lot of good with it.
you could, and that's an interesting perspective on your part there, being able to, because how much do you need to live on, really, right? If you're talking about 400 million,
I have enough to. I have enough money personally right now for my lifestyle to live. You know,
so you could put the entire 400 million to use in a public service and still be comfortable.
but I would like to. Like, I'd love to give. If I had $400 million, okay, I think it'd be nice to fucking come on the show and while we're all talking ahead of time, go, oh, by the way, I'm going to send each of you guys $1 million.
That would be great as well. Yeah.
You're going to have to fuck with the taxes, but just, and I would do that for fucking people that were what I call, I've got 2 or 3 little teams of people that help me in my life. And it would just be, hey, this isn't going to fucking make or break your life, but it's going to give you that fucking nest egg so you can really fucking understand when Continental Divine, when Albert Brooks says, you never touch the nest egg, you'll understand.
Excellent.
So, no, I bet.
Any Continental Divide reference on this show? I know Wesley just popped for that.
But the also I was really thought about this, and I said, I bet you I could get like I don't know what a G League basketball team would cost, but like the Daytona Beach, like either the Heat or the Orlando, the Magic have like a G League team and be the general manager. I think that'd be fucking, because that would be. And then I could maybe be on something called Guppy Tank, like a small Mark Cuban.
Shark Tank Jr.?
Yeah, Shark Tank Jr. and in the G League. Except am I the only motherfucker that can't watch the Dallas Mavericks play basketball?
Why?
I can't take fucking Lucia. I can't.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck. That motherfucker, if I play, I couldn't. I know everybody loves him, man. It's just like, fuck.
Well, the numbers I always see, like on SportsCenter, are ridiculous. I mean, he's the real deal, right?
I guess so. If you have the fucking ball 99.9% of the time, fuck. I would actually see if I could rub one off during a game, because he's just fucking pounds the air out of the fucking ball.
Listen, those numbers are the real deal. And he draws, too. He's a draw.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
I wouldn't bang him.
But so now you wouldn't produce a movie? Produce Kliq the film? Or
no, I would do my I have a movie that I've wanted to do. It's called King of the Road. And it's basically, now it would be great because it'd be the Attitude Era of wrestling. So it'd be like a kickback, and I'd have Channing be Shawn Michaels. Because that motherfucker's so athletic, he could do anything.
Make him be Chad. Make him, but call him Chad. Chad Frost. Yeah.
The Chad. I've always wanted to do the Chad Frost story.
Well, you should pitch Paul. See if is there still a WWE Films division, or is that
I don't know.
That by the wayside. So I pulled some stories of post lottery winning nightmares that we could use for evidence for anyone out there saying that no, there'd be no problem with me winning even something as small, quote unquote, as this person who won a $20,000 lottery. It says, quote, I won $20,000 from a lotto a few years ago. It was like a saving grace for the medical bills I had, but a death sentence for my relationship with my family. I had family members whom I hadn't talked to in months or years reaching out to me asking for money. I became the inconsiderate, money-hoarding cousin and niece. I don't regret winning the money. It's helped me get into my own home. However, I do regret accepting the money publicly. There it is. Once again.
Is this person from Ethiopia?
But unfortunately, $20,000 house.
What the fuck? $20,000. I took care of my medical bills, paid off my house. What? Where the fuck do you live?
It's a beautiful adobe hut.
Yeah. Where do you live? In Jackson, Mississippi, right next to the water purification plant? Jesus. Fucking $20,000. You can't fucking get 20. Can you fill up with that?
No.
20 grand?
Maybe this letter was sent in 1942 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
How about this one? My ex. Go ahead.
I would just say signed J. Paul Getty.
Right. My ex-fiance won just over $86 million a couple of weeks after he proposed. He kept it under wraps for a couple of months while he figured out the details and made solid plans. However, in Illinois, you can't claim lottery prizes anonymously. So once it went public, all hell broke loose. He quit his job and became a recluse. We wake up to at least 10 voicemails every morning from people he didn't even know asking for money. People started showing up to his mom's house demanding she make him give more money. Then the threats came to our apartment. They clearly didn't buy a house with the $86 million. We decided to move to a different state and paid for his mom to move as well. There simply was no going back to the life we shared and loved, so we amicably broke off the engagement. It's been about a year and a half since breaking up, and he's drunkenly called me a few times, apologizing, regretting ever turning in the winning ticket. Him and his mom are now safe, but they lost touch with many old friends and relatives. Now my ex is... You know where I thought that was going? That he kept it quiet until he had the prenup drawn up.
Fuck yeah.
And she was entitled to the $6,000 in the checking account that she...
I'd be taking the fucking... If I wasn't married, I'd be... I'd be in like Slovakia or someplace looking for one of those, looking for a green card. It's like there's a place down in Costa Rica, and it's like all Americans. There's like a Marriott resort down there, and like DiCaprio's got a crib down there. And so I went down and I was doing some business down there. And I started to meet all the higher ups that, it's almost like the mafia down there. Every one of these guys has got like a 22-year-old Costa Rican with like a double G, rack job, teeth that like the Ultimate Warriors, giant teeth and just
tombstones in the mouth.
Yeah, it's just like, and it was so insane. And I'm thinking to myself, like, with the Blue Chew, fucking, I remember when Viagra first came out. I remember Bob Dole did the commercial.
No.
Do you remember that? Yeah, Bob Dole did a commercial. They were just like, and I forget what comedian it was, but just like, the last thing I want to think about is Bob Dole with a fucking heart on.
It was probably Norm Macdonald, because he did a very good Bob Dole impression. Do you remember that? And he would do the stiff hand with the pencil in it, too. Yeah, there are a lot of problems with the lottery. I would need to... security would be first. I'd be very nervous about all, especially with young kids. I would need something to relax me, like Mind Bloom. Now, anxiety, stress, depression. This is
me. That's all 6. Put that back up.
You want to bring up the graphic here? Let's go down like stress, anxiety.
Yes, anxiety, yes. Bad habits, not really. Depression. Feeling lost. Where are we? And lack of purpose.
You're looking for the building that you're in already, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Where am I?
Listen, this is you, but many more of us.